Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name's Alyssum. I'm here with the handmaidens, and I want to introduce myself. I am the second daughter of Denise, the head handmaiden, and I am the second sister. I am also the mother of 5 little handmaidens. Today, I am here to talk to you about winter sowing. On the coldest morning we have had so far yet in the year 2021. This is the perfect time to start our garden. If you live in a zone 5 like me, or if you live in a zone up to zone 3, you should be starting your seeds using the winter sowing method. If you live in zones lower, like a zone 6, a zone 7, you're going to start your winter sowing earlier. You're going to start in December. You're going to figure out your cold days. Right now, here in zone 5, is the perfect time. It's not too early, it's not too late. It's the right amount of times to start your seeds in milk jugs. You can start them in water bottles. You can start them in any container that you can have a top that can open up so you have access to put 4 inches of soil into the bottom vessel, and also have enough room to have a top with access that the winter elements of snow and rain can enter in and keep your soil and your seeds moistened. Now, there are lots of different seeds out there that you could plant, but there are only certain seeds that are good for winter sowing. We wouldn't want to do crops that are, or plants that are for warmer climates, such as, or tropical climates, such as your tomatoes we will be growing, right? Everybody loves tomatoes. Your peppers. We're not going to do those. Those are not suitable for winter sowing. Those you cannot put outside. They do not have a protective barrier that is required on the seed to have a successful winter sow. This winter sowing method is for people in colder climates to be able to extend their growing season. Most of the time, even though we live in a cold climate, you think, oh geez, I wish I had a longer growing season. I can't grow these things. I can't grow certain things. But the truth is that we actually, here in the colder climates, colder part of the world, have some advantages. Because there are certain seeds that have protective coatings on them that will not allow themselves to sprout unless they have had a dormant time with cold that breaks the outer shell. We like to call that cold stratification. If you pick up a packet of seeds and it tells you to soak your seeds and put it in the fridge, and you're looking and you're saying, why would I put my seeds in the fridge? Well, that's because the seeds that you are about to plant will have that protective coating on it naturally, that you have to either break away in the refrigerator if you are in warmer climates, or you can have the advantage as I do if you live in colder climates, zone 6 and up. Today, I will tell you about the list that I have come up with of proper seeds to start in the winter. There are so many, come to find out. And I will try, I cannot promise, but I will try to link below the list so that you can refer back and you can see maybe what seeds you have on hand that you might want to start today, or maybe you want to, when you're out at the store, grab a pack of seeds and start some and try out this cold stratification, winter sowing method. If I can, if not, please link down, ask on the comments below. Maybe if you cannot access, I can answer you personally if you'd like. So I had to write it down because there are so many I couldn't even remember off the top of my head. For vegetables, we have arugula, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, collards, garden cress, kale, leeks, lettuce, mustards, onions, parsley, parsnips, peas, radishes, spinach, and turnips. That is just for the vegetables of the winter sowing method that you can have success with, starting in the month of January for zone 5 to zone 3, and success starting in December for zones 7 and onward. For herbs, we have borage, chamomile, coriander, dill, marjoram, and thyme. Berries, yes, berries, strawberries, which I actually will be doing today. I have a special variety, heirloom variety from France. It's going to be delicious. We have strawberries, blackberries, cold hardy. Make sure it says cold hardy. Blackberries, raspberries. We have maple trees, mulberry trees, which I actually have some started. I'm trying to see if the refrigerator stratification works better than the outdoor, but I'm gonna guess, because I have to add water to that, I'm not gonna be as successful as when I am outside doing this. Mulberries, apples, we'll do another video on apples, peaches, plums, pears. For flowers, we have pansies, snapdragons, violas, sweet alyssum, calendula, larkspurs, yarrow, black-eyed Susans, hosta, asters, dust millers, goldenrod, winter jasmine, and snowdrops. These are just to name a few. This isn't even all of it. So let's get started. I have with me quite a few milk jugs. I'm going to use milk jugs. I also have with me probably one of the most important things, and that is I have popsicle sticks. Now, you don't have to use popsicle sticks. You can use many of things. Rocks, I've seen people do rocks, which hopefully I can get to this year, where you paint the rock and you can use marker or paint on the rock to write down what it is that you're planting. You are going to want, I'm also using the caps so that there's zero waste. The caps from the bottle, I will be writing down what I am planting and putting that inside the container so that it is protected. You want to make sure that you have a writing utensil that is not going to fade away. Whether it be a Sharpie, paints, you name it. If you have a writing utensil that is going to stick and not fade away during the rain and all of the winter elements that we're going to be subjecting this to, please use that. I also have tape. Tape is very important too. You cannot really do this without some form to connect your bottom to your top. I also have soil here. This is a seed starter. And I have water to pre-moisten my soil as well as my seeds. So let's get started. First, you are going to want to, I have one that I did not prepare so I can demonstrate for you. Now, the first time I did it, I cut the top and did not do the bottom, and it didn't work out so well. So I'm going to make a suggestion that you start at the bottom in preparation and work your way up. All we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors, knife, razor, what have you, and we are going to make 4 holes at the bottom. This allows for the water to drain through the bottom. Proper drainage is essential. And it does not want to cooperate. Okay, first hole is in. Second hole, please be careful to make sure that you do not hurt yourself. And there you have it. It does not matter that it is bent because once we open up the top, we will be able to push out the sides. Now, when you are cutting the top, you want to use this handle, or if you don't have a handle, just make a mental note of where you started and where you're going to stop, because you would like to have it connected. So we are on to step 2. It's very simple. You are going to want to make sure that you have enough room for 4 inches of soil so that the roots have enough room to grow, because it's going to be in this container for quite a while. We are just cutting around. And we're stopping. See? We do not cut all the way through. Now I can push back open my container so that it is properly set. And now we are ready for the next step. To moisten your soil, you are going to need more water than you think, as seed starter is more peat moss than it is actual true soil, but we will get into that in a different video. For now, we are dumping the water on. Now, when you dump the water on, do it in increments, because although you do need a lot of water, you want to make sure that it's not saturated. You want it to be very wet. I'll show you consistency once I am done. Okay. All of the soil or seed starter mix is completely wet, and I can squeeze it in my hand and just a little bit comes out. It's not completely saturated. Just a little bit of water. Now, this will make it that I do not have to spray my seeds afterward to moisten them. There's enough moisture in the soil. So here we go. We are starting our winter sowing. We are just filling up the bottom vessel with soil. hands are filthy. And that's the part of the fun of it. Today, I am going to start my, let's see, we'll go with my strawberries. You can pick whichever you want to start with. And on the back of the seed packet, it will have information about the soil depth, if it needs sunlight to germinate, if it needs, it should have. A good seed company will have all of the information because they want you to be successful. You will, the spacing of the seeds. Now, I have seen or heard of quite a few people where they just go in and they dump the seeds on the soil and think that that's good enough because it's a big enough vessel. That is not the proper way to do it. That is not going to, they will germinate, but because you are growing a root system, you still want to have proper spacing. You still want to use it as if you were using a one of those seed starter trays, things like that. Okay, so my seeds just need a little bit. It says on here, it says start in February because remember, this has that protective coating. This seed has the protective coating. It also says that it is going to need to be in 1/8 of an inch of soil. So that is a very, very, very little bit. I am going to make little holes in my soil. I can fit, with proper spacing, 9 little vessels. And would you like to come here and zoom in so that everybody can see what I'm talking about? So I just stick my finger in just so, see, for preparation. And some of these are a little deep, so I'm just going to not cover them as much. When you open up your seed pack, do not make the mistake that I have made in the past and go at the top, because there is extremely important information on your top of your seed pack. That is going to be the name of what you are planting. And there's not just the name like strawberries. It's going to have the variety that it is. And that is very important. That is very important for when you are growing, because you might want to refer back to see, like, if you're having troubleshooting what is occurring in your garden. You can refer back to by looking up the variety and maybe some of the diseases that they're prone to, or you know, what might make them lag, or ways to make your seeds in your plant thrive. So I'm going to open up my seeds at the bottom. And I keep my seed packs because I collect my seeds, and I want to be able to transfer all of that information. Now be careful that you have, make sure that you have put all your seeds at the opposite end, so that when you open up your pack, you do not have seeds spilling out all over the place. Now, these are so tiny. These are very, 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 very tiny. And I wish that I had a rag to clean off my hands. But since we're doing this and we're into it now, I want to show you how absolutely tiny these seeds are. Look at how tiny they are. So it is rather hard to work with them. So what we are going to do is we are going to put in, we're going to attempt to put in maybe 3 or 4 seeds just to ensure stratification and germination rate. So I am just going to pluck my seeds into my little holes that I have already made. I am going to just gently pat down and cover because again, it is 1/8 of an inch that is needed for germination to occur. 1/8 of an inch of soil covering. And most importantly, we are going to write down what it is that we are planting. We are going to write down, see, this is why you need to have your seed packs. Also, I have plenty more seeds in here. So I am going to write down all of the information. I am going to write down the date that I have started, which is the 30th of January, year 2021. I am going to place this inside in a corner where I have not placed seeds. I am going to close up my container. And I am going to start taping. So I start where I have not cut as my start point. I apply my tape in the center and I come around. Now you're going to want to come around a few times to make sure that it is completely sealed. Thing to do. And once you see the success, it is going to feel so good to be able to extend your growing season for really no money. This is not an expensive greenhouse, but it is a form of a little mini greenhouse. You have just made your first little mini greenhouse for no extra money. Use recycled materials. I am going to end this with writing what I have planted in my container and the date. And that is all there is to it. I hope you too try to winter sow something fabulous this year. And if you have already started, please comment below and show me what you have done. And please, any feedback, any questions, please let us know. Have a great day. Happy gardening. Bye-bye.